Hello and welcome back to another video for Final Fantasy XIV with me, Meoni. This video features spoilers for the second city in Dawntrail, so if you don't want to know anything about that, you can turn off right away. Apart from that though, a lot of the items are kind of nondescript when you first see them, so hopefully we won't get people complaining about spoilers from seeing items in a thumbnail. But again, I can't do everything. All I can do is warn you. But again, if you saw them on their own, I don't think they're necessarily spoilers, but people have different definitions. Anyway, if you don't want to watch it, feel free to turn off. We are going to be looking at the shared fate rewards for basically getting our shared fates to maximum and for getting enough bicolor gemstones for the full rewards. Of course, when it comes to the shared fate system, if you don't know already, you effectively get massive rewards, and in fact 2 new vendors in the previous expansions as well, including this one, for getting all of your ranks to rank 4 in Dawntrail. You will also unlock one in Tulialal as well, but we're specifically looking at Beryl, the gemstone trader over here in Solution 9, the second city we get to. The last item I need to purchase here is the Starless Skyline Orchestrion roll. We're going to be looking at all of this stuff, so 450 for the Orchestrion roll, and the music sounds like this. Then we have ourselves a vending machine, which looks like this. I do think this item is one of the coolest they've added to the game, honestly, for housing. And when it's, when you look at Solution 9, the first thing you go is, I want everything. Most of the set pieces, all of the neon lights, things like that, the banners, the advertisement, billboards, that kind of stuff, I would kill for a lot of that stuff. There are no interactions. I was kind of hoping we would have the ability to interact with the actual item and maybe get ourselves a can of energy drink or whatever this is. I think it's energy drink, right? It's pretty cool, honestly. It isn't a dyeable item, as you would imagine. It's not something you can change the color of. That would be nice if we could have changed the color of it. Maybe change the metal. But it is very nice luminescent and looks really good when you turn the lights out, as you can see here. It's really cool. Up close and personal, we get a little bit of pixelation, but I think it's more than worth it for what we're actually getting here. And like I say, 150 bicolor gemstones, honestly, isn't that many, and it's the perfect sort of price point. And I can imagine a lot of people would want to get lots of these. Hopefully they do the other designs as well, because there are other vending machines in Solution 9 with other designs on them. These characters, little cartoon characters. Really, really cool. Love this item. Then we actually have a Parasol, which is probably one of the coolest, if not the coolest Parasol in the entire game, which is the Neon Parasol, which is, it says, crafted with highly reflective and luminescent materials. This Parasol is a bright ray of synthetic sunshine in inclement weather. Used to unlock the Neon Parasol. That will cost you 500 gemstones and looks like this. Honestly, what better place to showcase this than on the beach at night, because we're going to see all of that luminosity. Look at this Parasol. Oh my goodness. What's there not to love? I don't know. Maybe some of you out there don't like this, maybe because of the coloration or something like that. I personally think this is one of the coolest parasols they've ever placed into the game. Not only are they using that new transparency system that they have with texture quality, but they've also gone all out with the luminosity on this. It is absolutely awesome. And yeah, I think this is my new favorite parasol by a long way. We've got obviously the spokes themselves not lit up, but we've got the actual sort of skeleton of it fully lit up as well, and I thought it would be a really good time to showcase this at night. And of course we have our usual checking for rain emote, and of course we have our rain dance as well. It just looks great, doesn't it? I can imagine a lot of people doing all sorts of things with this, photo shoots. It actually provides quite a little bit of luminosity as well for your character. I mean, it's hard to see here, but I have seen in G-Pose that you can actually see reflections of the neon light on the eyes of your character, which is really, really nice details. It's just really good, isn't it? And it's the sort of thing that you see and you go, oh my goodness, I must ask that person where they got that parasol. It is definitely that kind of thing. And hopefully they do more like this. I would love to see like animations across this. Like you can see that the lights are actually slightly animated. This isn't just you know, a simple effect. It's like neon lights. So anything is possible. The technology is clearly there, and they're doing fantastic work giving us stuff like this. Oh, I didn't even notice that the shadow had transparency too. That's interesting. I didn't know that. That's quite a cool pattern. Well, there we go. Really, really good item. Top tier. Probably the one reason I would say get your shared fates to maximum just for this, quite honestly. And then we have two framers kits. We've got the Bright Solution framers kit and the Dark Solution framers kit. So let's look at those as well. They're 600 each, and of course 1200 for both of those. So they actually have presets for our portrait. Of course, first of all, we've got the Dark Solution one. So this is the preset for that. Obviously, there are different elements, as you can see. If we move our character around, you'll best see the accents there. So of course, that's the solution blocks, which, you know, you can see over your character there and on the side. So if you wanted to mix and match those, I think the real thing to take away from this though is the neon border. I absolutely love the Dark Solution frame. It looks great. You know, the neon blue and purple. I'm probably going to end up using that. It's simple and effective. And the background with Dark Solution has that dark purple fade into black, which is absolutely gorgeous. The difference then between Dark Solution and Bright Solution is purely the color scheme, as you can see. So very similar to the Dark Solution frame, the Bright Solution is using a lot more pinks and brighter pastel colors to go with the purple, as opposed to the dark blues and greens, which is probably more favorable for some people. You'll also notice that there is actually an interesting accent on this one. The accent actually includes this sort of weird target reticle thing going on here, as well as these blocks that kind of look like glitches, right? I think they're supposed to look like glitches in the system, as opposed to the Dark Solution one having the simple blocks. This one I think is less interesting for me personally, just because of that. If I was to criticize anything, I'm not really sure I want a target. But if you're wanting to create something maybe for your machinist that has like a target reticle, maybe you could have your pistol raised towards that center point, zoomed out of your character. That'd be a cool idea. Something like that. In terms of the frame then, really cool. The background, which you can just about see, almost looks like Ozma has made an appearance. You see that? Yeah, it's like this big orb, this big ball of tie-dye liquid. I'm not really, it's just some kind of glitchy liquid. Very interesting. And then we've got this kind of weird sand colored, it's like modern art, isn't it? Yeah, I think honestly my favorite of the two, if I was to just get one, would be the Dark Solution plate. The other thing is obviously that we have the full, obviously the Adventurer plate design as well. So on the preset, this is the Dark Solution one. As you can see, it's made up of all different bits and pieces. We have ourselves this kind of glitch design behind it there. Obviously the base plate has this kind of geometry thing going on with the pixels at the bottom. It's an interesting set, actually. I actually really like the base plate on this and the border. I think it's really nice. The portrait frame's cool as well. It goes with the neon, you know, on the actual portrait itself. So that's really cool. And I do like the fact that we have the plate frame being that sort of like metal. I could probably end up using that myself quite a bit. So that's Dark Solution. And then the Bright Solution version is completely different. I really love this, much more than I do the actual portrait. I think it goes really well with the dark portrait that we're using here. I like the bright blue and the white and the green. I think it's great. It reminds me of Phantasy Star. I don't know if anybody else kind of gets that vibe as well. I think a lot of people got that vibe from Solution 9 alone, but it's cool. It's kind of got like this barcode thing going on here as well, and here. Really cool stuff, and I like the idea of switching between these bits and mixing and matching. But yeah, really cool framers kits, actually. So yeah, all in all, I honestly think some of the best rewards were saved till last. Especially just for the Parasol alone, I would say it's worth doing all of your other shared fate stuff. Really cool. In the next video, we'll be looking at all of the stuff from the Tulialal shared fate vendor as well, from that particular one in that city. So hopefully that was helpful, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.